Hello. Go away. Okay, welcome back. TNA. Wrestling matters here. Wrestling matters here. Does it? Doesn't it? Yeah, I'm trying to build suspense when it fucking doesn't. Come on, people. Anybody who watches TNA knows wrestling doesn't fucking matter there. But just to prove a point, I decided, let's take a look at some TNA results and see how much wrestling matters. Let's see. The show opens with Bully Ray versus Scott Steiner, as I'm sure that's a match everyone wanted to see. If this were 1995, when they're both still halfway decent. Steiner is 50 fucking years old. Bully Ray is close to 50 fucking years old. We don't want to see two old fossils wrestle. Steiner was a good wrestler in his prime. He's not anymore. He's 50 fucking years old. Bully Ray was decent in his prime. He's not anymore. He's 50 fucking years old. We don't want to see two old fossils wrestle. Let's see what else we got besides old fossils wrestling who should be retired. Let's see. Next we got a TNA tag team match with women. We got Velvet Sky and Miss Tess. Who the fuck wants to see them in a match? Versus Miss Jackie and ODB. Miss Jackie and ODB are actually not bad wrestlers, and they never were. Velvet Sky's okay. She's on the lower end of the TNA spectrum, which would make her on a higher end of the WWE spectrum. I don't fucking know about Miss Tess and I don't fucking care. Anyways, it's a fucking tag team women's match. I like to see them if they can actually wrestle, but I doubt that. So, bullshit. Next we got a Bound for Glory tag team series with Crimson and Matt Morgan versus Beer Money. Another tag team match. I don't tune in to watch 20 fucking tag team matches. That's not why I tune in. I tune in to watch 2 or 3 or 4 good one-on-one matches. Yeah, you could throw in a couple tag team matches in there. I don't mind. But I don't fucking care. Matt Morgan is a good wrestler. Beer Money are good wrestlers. I don't fucking know about Crimson. I don't fucking care about Crimson. Isn't he the asshole who's on food stamps now? So let's see what else we got. AJ Styles rambling for 20 minutes about how he's in the X Division now. And you know what? If wrestling really fucking mattered, they promote people who can fucking wrestle like AJ Styles. He'd be the world champion right now, not Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson isn't a bad wrestler, but he's by no means a great wrestler. He's nowhere near where AJ Styles is right now. AJ Styles has always been a good wrestler, and if wrestling mattered, he'd be the champion. Or Sting sure as hell wouldn't be the champion. Come on, the guy's 60 fucking years old. He looks like he's gonna die every time he gets into the ring. Man should be retired. Next we got Shimazeon versus Frederick Palicio versus Dakota Darso. I have no idea who these fucking people are. So I'm just gonna skip it. Next we got another women's match. Falls Count Anywhere with Velvet Sky versus Winter. Winter won, who is clearly the better wrestler, but won by disqualification. No, she didn't win by disqualification. I take that back. She won, and she's the better wrestler. So maybe wrestling does matter a little bit when it comes to the fucking women. Finally, we got Samoa Joe versus Sting in a non-title match. No, Abyss versus Sting in a non-title match, with Abyss being the X Division champion. Do you remember when the X Division used to mean something? Really, the good wrestlers were in the X Division. That was something to see. And now we have fucking Abyss. I don't mind Abyss, but he should not be in the X Division. He has nothing unique or interesting about his moveset. He's pretty much the Big Boss Man or Kane, only shorter. Sting, once again, is 60 fucking years old. Not to mention the big money TNA is paying Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair, who are both 70. Both men need to retire. Hulk Hogan can barely fucking walk, And Ric Flair looks like he's going to die every time he goes out on the stage. Then we got Mick Foley, who, if he was intelligent, he'd retire. Because he's made enough money. He doesn't have to be in wrestling, or wrestle. What else do we got in TNA? We have Jeff Jarrett, who hasn't been good for, 5 years? Kurt Angle, who isn't nearly as good as he was 5 years ago. And not to mention the people I mentioned earlier, Hulk Hogan, Sting, and Ric Flair, who's been out of their prime for 15 years. Along with Scott Steiner and Bully Ray. Wrestling matters, huh? That's 6 fucking matches for those counting. 6 matches in 2 hours. Add in some segments in there, which we're talking are at least 5 to 10 minutes. Not to mention commercials. So most of these matches probably last through 5 to 7 minutes. It's not good wrestling. I want to see a good 10-minute wrestling match. But no, these matches last maybe 5 to 7 minutes, and yeah, wrestling matters. On the other hand, let's take a look at Smackdown results. We have Sin Cara and Daniel Bryan and Ezekiel Jackson versus Ted DiBiase, Cody Rhodes, and Wade Barrett. Now in this match alone, besides the fact that it's a 6-man tag, which is fucking annoying as shit, we've got Sin Cara, Daniel Bryan, Ted DiBiase, and Cody Rhodes, who are all pretty good wrestlers. Now true, Wade Barrett's crap. And Ezekiel Jackson, I haven't watched enough of him to realize whether he's crap or not. He's never impressed me, but he might be halfway decent. But that's 4 good wrestlers in this match. As compared to TNA's tag matches, they have 0. Next we got promo. Big Show beating up Mark Henry, which ain't bad. Women's 6-person tag match. Which, it's going to be short, because it's a women's match. And WWF realizes their women can't wrestle, so they're not going to torture you with a long match, which is smart. Promo. Usos and Justin Gabriel and Heath Slater. Once again, these 4 are all good wrestlers. Or they're decent wrestlers. They're not great, but they're decent. And you're telling me 4 decent wrestlers? Yeah, they probably gave them 10, 12 minutes. That's a good wrestling match. Unlike TNA's tag team match, which had, 2 good wrestlers in it? And the tag match had, 5 minutes? And finally, we got Christian and Sheamus. Sheamus has never impressed me, but Christian has, and Christian could probably wrestle a paper bag to a good match. And once again, it was probably given a good 12 minutes. Maybe 15. As opposed to TNA main event, which was given maybe 8. So wrestling matters in TNA, that's fucking bullshit. Most of their wrestlers are either A, over the hill, B, not used right, or C, women. So that's what I think of TNA and their wrestling matters here. Wrestling does not fucking matter in TNA, or else they put on a halfway decent fucking show. TNA is bullshit. Don't watch TNA. It's crap. It's garbage. Now, this is a warning for those people who are watching this. This video contains spoilers. Fuck you, now go away.